ability to make decisions on temporary closures. The elderly and people with medical conditions are being asked to avoid large crowds. The governor says these actions, while inconvenient, are necessary.
Our goal needs to be to significantly increase efforts to mitigate the spread of this disease now.
And the governor also urging large organizations who can have their employees work from home to go ahead and do so. Also, health officials announcing today that they do have an additional 2,000 test kits for anyone else that comes forward with symptoms. We are live outside the State House in Boston. Nathalie Pozo, 7 News 19.
Brian, Harvard University is one of several schools here in Massachusetts that are now shifting to online classes, and school leaders say it was a difficult decision but an important one to protect public health. Confusion on campuses across Massachusetts. A growing number of schools canceling in-person classes and sending students home early as the governor declares a state of emergency over the coronavirus.
Everyone's kind of panicking and no one really knows what's going on right now.
Harvard University says they are transitioning to online classes, and students have been told not to return to campus after spring break next week.
I feel like better safe than sorry, and being responsible is good.
Harvard and MIT are both making students move out of the dorms this weekend. The short notice catching students by surprise and leaving some in a bind.
I'm from the Philippines.
From the Philippines, so What are you going to do?
Oh, that's a question. I'm from South Dakota. Yeah, plane tickets back in the next week are pretty expensive. It's just it's a lot going on.
Several other schools, including Tufts, Suffolk, and Babson, have also announced a shift to online classes. Experts in higher education call the level of disruption to students and faculty unprecedented, but necessary.
I think it's going to take some time before we sort out all the other things that go along with those decisions, costs and making up time and travel and, many other things that are going to flow from those decisions. But at this point, I think the most important decisions are the public health concerns.
And here at Harvard, students living on campus will be required to move out of their dorms this Sunday by 5 p.m. Live in Cambridge, Eric Kane, 7 News 19.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nez Porter back at you. Like I said before, this coronavirus is more serious than they are saying. In reality, there's more people in the United States that are affected than they're saying. They don't want to put the numbers too high because it'll be causing too much confusion. But gradually, as you go, you're going to see the numbers get higher and higher. And one of the reasons why the numbers are so high is because the coronavirus been out for 3 months before they realized what was going on. So that meant 3 months that the coronavirus was going undetected and undealt with. So now they're trying to play catch up and they let it get out of control. So had they caught it at the earlier stage, maybe it wouldn't have happened. So the only thing you can do now is be prepared. Like I said, they tell you not to do certain things. You got to do anything you can do to save or protect yourself. One thing you should do is, if you're around large groups of people, wear an N95 mask. That will definitely help. Have plenty of hand sanitizer. That will definitely help. Listerine is good to have. That's an antibacterial in the mouth. And you could also use the regular Listerine, and that also could be a hand sanitizer as well. It kills the germs on your hand. You can use alcohol. I heard somebody say don't mix alcohol with aloe vera. You can do that. It's not going to cause any harm whatsoever. You actually can mix alcohol with Vaseline as well. And As long as you got a 16 to 20% mixture of alcohol in it, it will kill the germs. But more importantly, build up your immune system with some cod liver oil. It will help build up your immune system along with some honey. That's one of many things you can do. You can try to eat some garlic, onion, and ginger will also build up your immune system. Make sure you wash your hands with soap thoroughly. When I say thoroughly, that means wash your hands, your face, but when you wash your hands, wash up to your elbows. You must wash all up to your elbows. Don't ask me why, but you should. Stay hydrated is another very important thing. Stay hydrated, stay dry. Try to avoid large areas where people are gathering, because be aware you don't know who has it or who's a potential carrier. The other thing I might mention is the CDC is not telling the truth when they say 14 days for the quarantine period. In reality, the incubation stage for the coronavirus is 20 to 30 days. So you can actually have the coronavirus up to 20 to 30 days without showing any symptoms. Very important. You can carry the coronavirus and pass it to somebody else and not necessarily have the symptoms. So those are the things they're not telling you. Be careful what the media says, because all the stuff they say is not necessarily correct. You have to do your own research. You have to have a mind of your own. If you watch Ben Carson with Mike Wallace, he literally made himself look like a joke, because every question he was asked, he could not answer. When you have a public official not able to answer direct questions, that shows you a serious problem. So I don't want to elaborate on this too much, but the coronavirus is very, very much serious. They're not telling you the true numbers. And one more thing I must add. The coronavirus should be dealt with as if it was anthrax. The same protocol for handling anthrax is the same protocol for handling the coronavirus. The coronavirus is acting as a biological weapon. So the same way anthrax will be used as a biological weapon, you would have to use the same precautions. If you touch it, you will get it. If you breathe it, you will get it. If you touch somebody who else has it, you will get it. So any contact or third-party contact with that type of virus, you will potentially get it. So what they're not saying is the proper protocol on how to deal with the coronavirus. In reality, if you are suspected of having the coronavirus, you should go to the hospital, but they're supposed to triage you outside of the hospital, not have you go inside. Because once you go inside the hospital, you will contaminate the rest of the hospital. There's a lot more protocols with that, but they're not going to tell you that part either. I have a feeling it's going to get so bad where people are not going to be able to really leave their house. If they don't already have it, they probably will have it. They will have red, green, and yellow zones. Potentially all the red zones will be areas like hospitals, hotels, schools. Public transportation will be considered all red zones. Yellow zones will be pedestrian walkways, parks, some parts of schools. Green zones will be particularly where people actually live. So those are the areas that you got to watch out for. Green zones are safe zones. Yellow zones are kind of neutral zones. But red zones are the ones you got to watch out for. I have a feeling that more and more stuff's going to happen. They're going to start housing people on military bases and so forth. But that's another video. But until next time, guys, I'm Nessa Porter. Just giving you a little bit of information that, from what I see, is what's going to amount out there. Until next time, guys, have a good one. I am signing out. Remember, stock up on all your supplies now. In the next 6 months, you're going to see a dramatic shortage of supplies. So if you don't stock up now in the next couple of months, you will lose out. And one more thing, you should have some iodine up here too. You should have some hydrogen peroxide and some iodine. I believe I have some in the other room, but I don't have it right here. But hydrogen peroxide and iodine is very important. And I will give another video on what you should do with that. But until next time, guys, I'm Neza Porter, signing out.